Genesis chapter 34, Themes of Dishonor, Deception, and Consequences. Welcome back to Bible Breakdowns, where we dive into the Bible one chapter at a time. Today we're looking at Genesis 34, a tough chapter about dishonor, deception, and consequences. Before we begin, a quick disclaimer. This chapter contains sensitive topics including violence and difficult family dynamics. While we approach this story with respect and a focus on the lessons it offers, please be mindful as you watch. Our goal is to explore God's Word and its teachings with care and understanding. Let's get into it. Jacob and his family are living near the city of Shechem. One day, Dinah, Jacob's daughter, goes out to visit the women of the land. While she's there, Shechem, the son of Hamor, the local ruler, sees her. He's overcome by lust, takes her, and violates her. But here's where things get complicated. After the act, Shechem decides he loves Dinah and wants to marry her. He tells his father, Hamor, "Get me this girl as my wife." Jacob hears what happened but stays quiet until his sons return from the fields. When they hear, they're outraged. To them, Shechem's actions were an insult not just to Dinah but to their entire family. Hamor comes to Jacob and his sons to negotiate. He says, "My son Shechem loves Dinah. Please give her to him as his wife. Let's unite our families. You can live among us, trade, and grow wealthy." Shechem adds, "I'll pay whatever bride price you ask, just let me marry her." When Shechem asks to marry Dinah, Jacob's sons respond with what seems like a spiritual condition. "We can't give our sister to someone who isn't circumcised. That would be disgraceful." Circumcision, a sacred sign of God's covenant with Abraham's descendants, was a core part of their identity. But this wasn't about faith. Jacob's sons were planning revenge. They knew the pain of circumcision would weaken the men of Shechem and make them vulnerable. It was a clever, though deeply deceptive, strategy. This deceptive use of a sacred covenant adds another layer of moral complexity to the story. Hamor and Shechem are eager to seal the deal. They go back to their city and convince the men to agree to circumcision, promising that uniting with Jacob's family will bring prosperity. On the third day, when all the men are still recovering, Simeon and Levi, Dinah's full brothers, take matters into their own hands. They enter the city with swords and kill every male, including Shechem and Hamor. Then they rescue Dinah from Shechem's house. Afterward, Jacob's other sons plunder the city. They take the livestock, the women, the children, everything. When Jacob hears about it, he's furious. He says to Simeon and Levi, "You've brought trouble on me. Now the Canaanites and Perizzites might unite against us. We'll be wiped out." But Simeon and Levi reply, "Should he have treated our sister like a prostitute?" Genesis 34 is a heavy chapter, full of raw emotions and complex dynamics. It raises questions about justice, family loyalty, and the dangers of taking revenge into our own hands. Next time, we'll see how God redirects Jacob and his family after this tragic event in Genesis 35. Stay tuned for more Bible breakdowns.